Yo guys, Jaren here, and today I'm going to do a video looking back at every single Battle Pass Tier 50/100 epic weapon skin that we've gotten Seasons 1 to Season 13. It's the new year. We've had over a full year of COD Mobile now. It's a year and 3 months. So I want to do a little video here looking back at all the weapon skins. So starting off with Season 1, of course, we have the AK47 Red Action. This was a Tier 100 Battle Pass, so this weapon was at Tier 100. This is back when the seasons were way longer than 1 month. I think they were like 2.5 months maybe. Almost 3 months I think it was. It was definitely somewhere between 2 and 3 months, but seasons were longer, so they had a longer battle pass. This was the very first Tier 100 battle pass skin, the AK47 Red Action. It looks pretty nice. You notice with a lot of the early battle pass skins for Tier 50/100, the weapons look very different compared to like how they would normally look. Like the shape of the weapons change and that kind of stuff, so you'll see that a lot with the first bunch of seasons. Next in Season 2 we have the M4CQB, another Tier 100 battle pass. This was actually leaked. I remember it was leaked beforehand, and people actually didn't realize it was the M4. People thought it was a new weapon. Obviously some people thought it was the M4, but a lot of people actually thought it was a completely new weapon, a new assault rifle coming in COD Mobile, because of how different it looks compared to the regular M4. Like I said, the first bunch of seasons, the weapons look very different compared to like the regular default weapons, or just throwing a skin on top of the weapon. So again, this is a good example of that. People actually thought it was a different weapon, not the M4. It turns out it is the CQB M4. Pretty solid looking skin, not bad at all. Next, Season 3, we have the Type 25 Geometry. This is actually the first Tier 50 Battle Pass, and then we also got like shorter seasons too. So I think I like the change compared to the Tier 100 Battle Pass, because the seasons definitely felt like they dragged on for the first two at least. Swapped over to Tier 50 Battle Pass, which I think people really liked a lot because they didn't take out any rewards or anything. It was the same amount of rewards, just a smaller Battle Pass, less of a grind. So that was always nice. We had the Type 25 Geometry here. Got a pretty interesting iron sight. Not bad though. The skin looks pretty solid. They did other geometry skins also, because they used to do Battle Pass crates. Instead of getting credits after you finish the battle pass, like after you hit Tier 50, you get credits for every tier you hit. They actually give a battle pass crates with chances at other epic skins too, which I wish they would bring back. Next weapon, the RUS-79U Viking. So this is a very unique weapon. Again, like I said earlier, the first bunch of seasons had very unique looking weapon skins. This is definitely one of the most unique ones. You can't tell in this gameplay here, but if you actually look at the weapon like in the gunsmith, you can see the stock is actually like an axe too, so it's pretty cool. But you see the weapon has a Viking helmet on it. It's pretty solid. Again, I remember at the time the RUS was one of the most used guns in the game. It was pretty overpowered. It still is pretty strong though, but definitely not as good as it once was. Next, Season 5, we have the AK47 Steel Blue. The AK47 is actually the only weapon that has multiple Tier 50/Tier 100 Battle Pass skins. So of course in Season 1 we had the Red Action. Now Season 5 we have the Steel Blue. Pretty nice looking AK47 skins, definitely one of my favorites. Again, the weapon, like the shape of the weapon itself has changed a lot. I really like the iron sight. AK47 always has good iron sights from the default AK47, but this one's definitely slightly better honestly. The skin looks nice. They were doing a lot of like non-blue skins at the time, I remember. Like everything was a lot of red, black, and that kind of stuff. So when they did the blue skin, people were kind of hyped about it, I remember specifically. There's also an Arctic 50 blue steel also. Again, in the Battle Pass crates that are no longer in the game, sadly. Next, Season 6, we have the MSMC Wild West. I believe this was the first season that they did like a comic strip for, I'm pretty sure. And they really started the story for COD Mobile. And of course, this Wild West theme that they did fits in with this MSMC skin. I remember the MSMC was probably the most overpowered SMG at one point. Of course, now it's changed to Fennec. HG40 was overpowered at one point. Kind of changes now per season. But MSMC was super overpowered at one point. I remember everyone was using it, especially in ranked. The next in Season 7, we have the QQ9 Flood. This is the season where they removed the Battle Pass crates, sadly, and they just put credits in instead. This is also the first season where they put the new weapon introduced at Tier 50. Before they were doing them at Tier 1, but of the Premium Pass that is. But then they moved them to Tier 50, starting with the QQ9 Flood. The skin definitely looks more like a traditional Call of Duty type of skin. It was actually taken straight out of Modern Warfare 2019. Next in Season 8 we have the DRH Chained. Like the name says, there's a chain on the weapon. This was actually the first weapon to get a attachment that was specific to this weapon. I believe it was the OTM attachment or OTM magazine or something. But it increased the damage of the weapon. DRH though, definitely one of the best assault rifles in the game. Just because like it's a strong weapon obviously, but also the iron sight is like one of the best iron sights in the game, I think. Like such a clean iron sight. This specific blueprint, the chained blueprint, the iron sight is basically the same as like the regular DRH, but it doesn't need to change or anything, so it's perfect the way it is. Next in Season 9 we have the Kilo Bolt Action Lazarus, the first marksman rifle. This is actually the first non-SMG or assault rifle that's at tier 50 of the battle pass, surprisingly. Literally every single weapon I've mentioned already so far was either an SMG or an assault rifle. So this is the first non-AR SMG. So pretty solid looking skin. Again, this is where like the skins start looking super traditional, like not very out there. Like the weapon, the shape of the weapon themselves don't change. Like it's just like a skin pasted on top of the weapon, like the regular default weapon. You'll see that from here on out basically. They're like more traditional Call of Duty type of weapons. Which I guess they did it because of the Gunsmith update. This was the Gunsmith update, Season 9, that's when it came out. So that's probably why, because you know the attachments changed the weapons and all that kind of stuff. Next, Season 10, we have the Echo Demonized shotgun. Again, another non-AR SMG at tier 50. You'll see for the next few weapons, they're all weapons from Modern Warfare 2019. Probably just because they were all optimized for the Gunsmith system already, so that's probably why they went with a bunch of Modern Warfare weapons for the next few seasons. The Echo, of course all of them have different names, but this is originally the Origin 12 shotgun from Modern Warfare. The Demonized skin, pretty decent looking skin, nothing too crazy honestly. Is it tier 50 worthy? Honestly, not really exactly, but of course they have the new weapon at tier 50, so that's what makes it more special, not really the skin itself. Next, Season 11, the anniversary season for COD Mobile, the Fennec Verdant, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's not a bad looking skin at all. It's a pretty solid looking skin. I think my problem with it was that for the anniversary season, I was expecting something a little bit more special, but still pretty solid looking skin honestly. I think it's definitely better than the Demonized, so it's definitely a step up from the previous season. But Fennec, of course, when it originally came out, it did not have the akimbo attachment on it. We did not know what this thing was actually capable of. All we knew is that it had a fast fire rate and it went through ammo pretty quickly, but little did we know what was going to happen with the akimbo perk or attachment. Next, Season 12, the AGR556. I'm definitely going to butcher this name, the Biako, I have no idea how to say that. But AGR556, new SMG, which you can actually kind of turn into an AR also, so it's sort of like a hybrid type weapon with the attachments it has. You see it's got gold on it with the red and white design on the like, I don't know, the stock of the weapon basically. So, decent looking skin, honestly, not too crazy about the skin, it's alright. Again, more traditional weapon skins for the past few seasons. And finally, the current season, Season 13, with the Peacekeeper MK2 Blastoff. This is actually the first animated skin that's at tier 50/100 of the Battle Pass, surprisingly. Literally every single skin before this was not animated. This is the first one, which is kind of wild because 13 seasons later, finally got an animated skin at tier 50. That is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are your favorite skins from the Battle Pass? It doesn't necessarily have to be from tier 50, but let me know what you guys think. And do you guys prefer the earlier Battle Pass skins where the weapons are super like kind of out there and wild? Or the newer Battle Pass skins where they're more traditional looking Call of Duty type skins? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Peace.